Hey everybody, welcome to Alliance War number 17 versus BKS, and this is the one that I was confused about in my previous war video. I said that I think Olo was 3,000 war rating, and it was these guys. These guys are the 3,000 war rating Alliance. They are pretty tough, let's just say that. So anyway, I'm taking Path 5 again. I'm taking in this same team, Starkspite, Iceman, Vision. I got that double immune, triple immune, and heavy damage champion. I think this is a good combo, but I am making some more changes in my next war, so you'll definitely have to see that. I'm bringing in Proxima Midnight next war. It should be pretty fun. So I think I need to get less scared of 550 champs. Anyway, first champion is a Killmonger, and I absolutely what's the word? I detest fighting Killmonger. I hate him. I wasn't sure what to do about his power, so I thought I'll just power drain. I'm very confused here. I'm sitting here like, do I attack into him? I was thinking about the reverberation, but I gotta be honest, I can't tell the difference between reverberation and something else, because look at that, he's got 2 stacks. How's that work? I need to reread his abilities. But so far I'm doing okay with not taking too much damage. I'm taking some. I can't tell why. it's very confusing to me. So I'm sure someone will say it in the comments. Usually when I make a mistake, someone corrects me in the comments. So yeah, thank you for that in advance. But Killmonger does manage to die without giving Starkspite too much problem. So I move on to the next node, which is I think the kinetic reactor node. Yes, and the enhanced special 1. So I gotta watch out for, you know, those Spider-Men, but this is a mutant champion, so it's we'll see who this is gonna be. Oh, it's a rogue, which is actually, to be honest, not the worst placement here. It was actually a little tricky. I got a little unfazed. I got a little phased by the shrugged off stun and then the kinetic reactor. It was just a little bit, it was working against me in my head, if you can tell. You know, I'm just a little cautious here. So I definitely think a rogue with max limber would do okay on this node. Might consider in the future. You can catch people off guard, but for the most part I'm playing it safe. I'm just trying to avoid getting parried, which it seems simple, but you never know with me. I always manage to find a way to get parried. You'll see in it's either this war or the following war where I have like very good fights and then I manage to get parried, and RIP Idolist. So here is my Achilles heel. It doesn't matter whether she's on node 24 or on node 23. Medusa wins every time. I can't manage to beat her. So Starkspite coming in here. Got a little bit of lag. I do remember that happening, thinking, oh, that's not a good sign. So the first parry gets shrugged off, no problem. Second parry doesn't, and I'm trying to get a feel for how much damage I'm doing with no poise, and it's practically nothing. So I have to do something. So I'm just going to start trying to build up some poise. I build up to 3, 4, 5. I do my heavy trick there. It should be no problem. I managed to get out of that with stand your ground. Then I get a nice little intercept there. Everything seems to be going good, right? You're like, no problems here. This is just your standard Medusa fight with some fairly decent gameplay. But it is not over. Just watch out. Medusa will get you. So I'm 5-hit combo there, and I can't do anything else. The taunt actually gets applied, and she shrugs it off, heals up some. I do my heavy trick again, but she's getting up to full power, and oh, did you see that? It was ready just in time. I got excited, I went in, and I got parried. I find a way to get parried every time. It's almost like I'm trying to do it, and I don't understand. You know, the EMP was ready just in time. I really should have just... I should have went for a parry, you know. I should have went in for a parry instead of trying to intercept the heavy attack, which you can do sometimes. A lot of times I do that in arena. And so this is I don't know if this was a mistake. This was a mistake. So I remember thinking, oh, you know what, Iceman's pretty good actually versus Medusa on non-buffet enhanced healing nodes. But then I forgot. I always forget about the energy resistance here. So I get clipped there. Okay. I was thinking about this. God, come on. I always find a way to get parried. So I was thinking, all right, I'm gonna build up to my special 3 here and try and save it as like an ice armor protection here. So what I'm trying to do is actually trigger auto block and just eat right into it. So I'm waiting to launch my special 3 when I need to, and I'm just playing like normal. And then I think, you know what, she's getting up to those 3 Furies again, and my ice armor hasn't quite regenerated. I want to make sure I have that. So I launched that, and she's about to get to her her 3rd Fury. I need to bait out the special 2 here, or I'm gonna have a bad time. So I do that. I trigger the auto block, no problem. Going for a little backdraft intercept, going for another backdraft intercept, and playing pretty cool. Cool as a cucumber there with Iceman. That's the one thing I like about him. I can see a 565 doing a lot better versus Medusas on some of these nodes. It's very easy to play with him because you know he's going to shrug off that parry. So I'm very confident going in versus these auto blocks. I'm really not paying attention to it at all, to be honest. The only thing that's working against me is the energy resistance. We cannot overstate that. So since I have ice armor up, I think, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and launch that special 1. She's just going down very slowly but steadily. Now I'm starting to worry a little bit about the clock, but I know that Assassin's range is not too far away. So I'm just sitting here trying to bait out the special 1, looking at those Furies, looking at my timer, thinking, you know what, I think my timer is okay. I think I'm going to get that. I'll detonate those and wait for my ice armor to rejuvenate, and there it goes, and I go in. That was almost perfect timing to launch those, to get rid of those Furies and trigger the auto block. And I'm just 45 seconds left. Really got to get moving here. And I know I don't have it yet. The timer is just a little bit off sync, as in like she gains her Furies just a little bit faster than I gain my ice armor. So I'm in Assassin's range now. It's definitely ramping up, and this is going to be a pretty big special 3 here. Maybe not percent-wise, but at least adding on the cold snap, doing some damage there. That took off like 5% of her life, but she healed up the 5% with cold snap. And I have ice armor though, so we're looking good. I just need to get a few more hits in. She's gonna trigger auto block here. Oh my god, it's crazy. And the last cold snap, frostbite, sorry, it kills her when it expires. It got very down to the wire there, but overall not a bad fight. And considering she has 80% energy resistance, I really do think that on other nodes, Iceman's not going to be that bad versus her. It's just that it's a time thing. It really is, it does take him a little bit longer than it takes other people to kill her. So anyway, moving on to this next node. It's a 5-star Mystic champion, and I can't remember. Oh, it's a Mordo. Yes, I'm going in versus Mordo, and I thought, you know what, this Mystic champion's going to have some sort of. My potions took a huge hit in the last war. Or maybe it was the war before that. I think it was last war though. I need to use the champions I have alive, and that's why I brought this utility team, because I'd be able to go in with kind of anybody, you know, on every node. And Spider-Man had suffered, and so had Iceman. And so Vision was my man going into this. So I thought, you know what, it's a Mystic champion. Even if it's magic, I'll be able to keep her power fairly low, and I can actually heal block a magic. And so I might take some damage via Limbo, but she won't be healing. So I wasn't too worried. I did get clipped here. That wasn't very good. But I compose myself and get back to the special 1 burn. I actually am starting. I mean, I think with a Vision with low sig, I really think you're better off spamming the special 1, because a special 1 used twice burns 2 bars of power, and a special 2 sometimes you're kind of forced to use it because you're getting up to a special 3, and it might burn less than 2 bars of power. So at least with the special 1, you're guaranteed that, because you can't really, it's hard to predict where the enemy's special power bar is going to be. Oftentimes you can try and push them purposely to a special 3, like what I'm doing here, but then he might bait it out. So you can see right here that I need to use more, I need to do this or attack into him more to get my bang for my buck there with my special 2, which it pays off. It's just a little bit trickier, and I kind of like the special 1 for the reliability, and also like you can just keep more of them in your pocket. You know, you can keep kind of 1.5 special 1s, and then just a few attacks can get you to another power burn. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that right now. I might change my mind on that later on, but I'm really enjoying the OG Vision. Oh, big time. I really like having a guy who, it's kind of like a poor man's Magic as far as power control. Or I shouldn't say poor, because he's much more expensive. but you get that immunity, and yeah, he's very good at keeping people power controlled and doing those stand-up intercepts and stuff like that. So here is the fight of the war for me. I am very proud of this fight, extremely proud, and I hope you guys are proud of me too after you see it, because it's a doozy. It wasn't the best placement for this Iron Man Infinity War, but it's my first time going up a 5-star, and it looks to be potentially a 455. It's hard to say, really. I could probably go look at this guy's profile again and find out, but I'm not going to. I think it could be a 345. Who knows? So I'm doing the heavy strategy that has been sort of agreed upon by the public. But I realized right around now that I was like, oh, you know what? He really needs 4 armor ups until that last 15% that it's a problem. So I don't know what happened there. I guess the 1 armor up doesn't count. I really should have been parried there, I think. But maybe it's because of the armor breaks. I don't know what happened. But I get that little intercept here. My damage is going to start ramping up because this is the breakthrough node, and every single hit I apply to him gives him an armor break. So I'm keeping him power drained. I'm just having a little bit of a fight here. You know, he's got some armor up, so I'm waiting for those to burn off, and I'm just having a little bit of a play around here. I actually find him not so hard to work around. He feels a little slow, Infinity War Iron Man. To me, he just feels a little slow. He doesn't feel like rushed like Medusa or Killmonger do when you're playing. So it's not too bad to get the intercepts in. So I throw that special too, and I get parried. Actually, that does happen. So now I'm trying to dodge these special ones here. He still has quite a few hit points on him. This is taking a little while, but I get the heal block, and I go in for some stand-up intercepts. I'm trying to get lucky here, throw that heavy attack, and trying to keep him on his wall, because that is the key. And that little extra synthesis is really helping me out. You can see I'm gaining just a tiny bit more power here than you normally would with a regular champion, say like a Void, you know. And I'm just slowly getting him down. Now that thing goes unblockable. I think it's always unblockable, actually. Maybe it's just when he has armor up. But now he's in parry mode now, so I really got to heavy him. And I get that really nice crit in Assassin's range, and he parries that, so that was kind of confirmation. So I just need one more heavy. Boom! Iron Man goes down. That was such a proud moment for me. I'm so happy to have soloed him on that node. A 5-star. I felt really good about it, and proceeded to brag a little bit to my alliance mates. He took a screenshot. I said, guess who this was on this node, you know? Like they can't see the feed. But anyway, that's it from me this war. I was in pretty rough shape getting out of that path. I did have that death to Medusa. I felt really bad about that. Yeah, Medusa is just, I just am so bad versus her. Anyway, this is we did lose the war. This is the one. They were 3K rating. We really didn't stand a chance. One of the reasons I think why I do my path really late when I do path 5, like really late in the war towards the end, and we kind of knew we had lost. So I was kind of trying to be a little easier on the potions and stuff, and that's why I used Vision for those fights. But you know, it turned out that Vision was the right choice. He did a really good job. So you know, hard to say if I made the right or wrong decision there. Didn't spend any units. That's good. That can, or glory, I should say, but I'm calculating all this first via units. And yeah, we go down to 9 and 7. So still a positive record, but you know, barely. So we really got to kick our butts into gear, get some wins going if we want to bust into Platinum 2 before the season's over. So good war to you guys at BKS. You guys crushed us. As to be expected. I'm not sure if you guys are in Master or not, but your war rating says potentially you could be in Master. You could at least be in Platinum 1. So good war to you guys, and maybe you'll see us again in the future. Hopefully not, for our sake. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. I've been doing a lot of war videos in a row, and not a lot of crystal openings, gameplay and stuff, mostly because I'm super busy. But I can't bring myself to not do the war videos because they're my favorite ones. But yeah, also I'm in a little bit of a crystal shard hoarding stage. I want to talk about crystal shards and hoarding a little bit again, because I really think that it's going to be helping me. I'm basically waiting for the announcement of the next 5-star feature pool to make any decisions on whether or not I open crystals. So just going to wait, hopefully get a few crystals piled up. Maybe I'll be able to open 3 or so, maybe 4 by the time that announcement comes along, and we'll get some different content out there. I also want to do some more gameplay meta videos and stuff like that. I want to do one on Hood, but he's not duplicated, so it's really hard for me to do something like that. And also maybe some interesting gameplay footage of Proxima and Bishop, because I have some ideas for those two of my favorite champions right now on my roster. So anyway, stay tuned for stuff like that. Hope you enjoyed the war video, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Take care.